Hi everyone, Monisha here. This will be the last episode of periodic classification of elements, and in this I have discussed about modern periodic table and Henry Moseley, the great scientist who died in very young age. So he found a new method of classification. So let us know more about him and also about the modern periodic table which we are using now also. So which has helped us for the classification to know the physical and chemical properties. So first Mendeleev classified according to atomic mass. Since atomic mass varies in a very small single decimal bit also. But here Henry Moseley used a new method, that is classification based on atomic number. So one after the other in the increasing order. This made a perfect classification, and now also we are using this same method. Let us go into the session. Henry Moseley. He was in an army and a scientist and an inventor. So what was Henry Moseley's contribution to science? He's a British physicist. Henry Moseley is known most famously for his establishment of periodic table of elements. In his short career, much of the research he did contributed to the science and physics. Many scientists believe if Moseley had lived longer, he would have contributed a great deal more to atomic structure, and that he would have also earned the Nobel Prize in physics, since he died in very young age in a war in the age of 27 itself. But even in that early age, he did an immense invention and also contributed many things to science. Background. Born in Weymouth, Dorset in 23rd November 1887. His family were rich, aristocratic and scientifically accomplished. Henry Nottage Moseley, his father, was a biologist and also a professor of anatomy and physiology at the University of Oxford. John Gwynne Jeffreys, his grandfather, was a biologist and conchologist. It was not surprising that Moseley showed a great interest in science because his family was altogether ancestral science and technological background. Education. As a child, he attended Eton College. He graduated from Trinity College, that is from University of Oxford. Work and research. At the University of Manchester, Moseley carefully observed and measured the X-ray spectra of various chemical elements obtained by diffraction in crystals. Through his studies, he discovered a pattern, a systematic relation between wavelength and atomic number. A discovery known as, rather brilliantly, Moseley's law. End of his era. In 1914, Moseley planned to continue his studies in atomic structure at the University of Oxford, resulting in his resignation from the University of Manchester. His plans were cut short on August 10, 1915, when he was shot dead during Battle of Gallipoli in Turkey. Modern shaping. Many physicists believe he would have gone to win Nobel Prize in Physics. Prediction of gaps in the periodic table and the discovery of synthetic elements to fill these gaps. Prediction of lanthanide elements. So these are the contributions of Moseley to physics and also for chemistry. So first we have to know what is an atomic number. Until Moseley's work, atomic number was merely an element's place in the periodic table and was not known to be associated with a measurable physical quantity. Henry Moseley suggested that it was the charge of the nucleus and not the atomic weight that accounted for the periodic trends in the properties of the elements. Thus, the position of the elements in the periodic table is shown by atomic number by Moseley for the first time. So this concept gave rise to modern periodic table. So classification in the modern periodic table according to atomic number. So when it comes to atomic number, it is modern periodic law done by Henry Moseley. So when it is old, that is according to atomic mass, it is done by Mendeleev. Modern periodic table. The statement that the physical and chemical properties of the elements repeat in a regular pattern when they are arranged in order of increasing atomic number. And this is called Moseley's law or modern periodic law. So modern periodic law is very important statement. So modern periodic law states that the physical and chemical properties of all the elements repeat in a regular pattern when they are arranged in order of an increasing atomic number, and this is known as modern periodic law. So this is the table of modern periodic table done by Moseley. So modern periodic table. It is the table of chemical elements arranged in order of atomic number such that elements with similar atomic structure appear in vertical column. So in vertical column, elements of similar atomic structure comes. So modern periodic law states that the chemical and physical properties of elements are the periodic function of their atomic numbers. So modern periodic table is based on modern periodic law. So this statement is very important according to your exam also. Classification of elements. Group 1 on the extreme left position contains alkali elements, that is Li, Ni, Ka, Rb, Cs and Fr. The alkaline earth metals are metallic elements found in the group 2 of the periodic table. Next, elements present in group 3 to group 12 in the middle of the periodic table are called transitional elements. In the transition elements, valence electrons are present in more than one shell. With a few minor exceptions, the electronic structure of the transition metal atoms can be written as ns2 n-1 d to the power of m, where the inner d orbital has more energy than the valence shell. Group 18 on the extreme right side position contain noble gas, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. So their outermost shell contains 8 electrons except He, that is helium, as its outermost shell is potassium K shell, it's K shell and it can hold only a maximum of 2 electrons. Next is inner transitional elements. 14 elements with atomic numbers 58 to 71 are called lanthanides, and they are placed along with the elements lanthanum, atomic number 57, in the same position because of very close resemblance between them. However, for convenience sake, they are shown separately below the main periodic table. 14 elements with atomic numbers 90 to 103 are called actinides, and they are placed along with the element actinum, atomic number 89, in the same position because of very close resemblance between them. They are also shown separately below the main periodic table along with lanthanides. Periodicity. Then we have to know what is the meaning of periodicity. Periodicity of elements means the recurrence of similar properties of the element after certain regular intervals when they are arranged in the order of increasing atomic numbers. Cause of periodicity of elements. The cause of periodicity of the properties of the elements is the repetition of similar electronic configuration of their atoms in the outermost shell or valence shell after certain regular intervals. So you have to know the definition of periodicity. So periodicity of elements means the recurrence, so the continuous repetition of similar properties of elements after certain regular intervals when they are arranged in the increasing order of atomic numbers. So this is the periodic trend in periodic table. Ionization energy, electron infinity, electron affinity, ionization energy, atomic radius, non-metallic and metallic character. These are the properties in the periodic table we have to see. Salient features of modern periodic table. In modern periodic table, elements are placed in 7 horizontal rows called periods and 18 vertical columns called groups. So this definition is very important. They will ask you what are rows and what are groups. So elements which are placed in horizontal rows are called as periods, and elements which are placed in vertical columns are called as groups. And there are 18 vertical columns and 7 horizontal rows in modern periodic table. The elements belonging to same period have same number of shells, which is equal to the period number. Each period starts with 1 electron in its outermost orbit and ends with a zero group element. For example, if period is 1, the number of element is 2. It has the shortest periods. If period is 2 and 3, number of elements are 8. This is also a short period. Next, if the period is 4 and 5, number of elements are 18. It's a long period. Period 6, number of element 32, longest period. Period 7, number of element 32, incomplete period. The group number indicate the number of electrons in the outermost orbit of an atom of an element. Thus, the elements belonging to the same group have same outer electronic configuration. Elements belonging to the same group show same chemical properties. So these are the salient features of modern periodic table. At least 3 of the salient features we have to remember. The salient features of modern periodic table continues. Next is of groups. Modern periodic table has 18 vertical columns. They are called groups, arranged from left to right. So I will tell you the significance of each and every group here. Group 1, elements of this group are known as alkali metals and they form strong alkalis with water. Next is group 2 is alkaline earth metal. They form weaker alkalis as compared to group 1 elements. So group 1 elements have stronger alkali elements. Next is group 3 to 12 are transition elements. Group 13, boron family. Group 14, carbon family. Group 15, nitrogen family. Group 16, oxygen family, also known as chalcogen. Group 17, halogen family. And group 18, noble gas or inert gas. Periods, there are 7 horizontal rows in the modern periodic table. They are called periods. The number of shells present in an atom determines its period. So this information is very important according to this chapter because we have to know each and every group family of it. Next, elements of the groups 1, 2, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17 are known as main group elements or representative elements or normal elements. Lanthanides. Group 3 of the 6th period and actinides, group 3 of the 7th period have similar properties as they belong to the same group 3. Third period elements. It is sodium, not somium, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine are called typical elements. So these are the informations for your knowledge. Shells, orbits and valency. So the definitions of orbits and valency are very important. Orbits means electrons revolve around the nucleus. We all know that electrons always revolve around the nucleus in certain definite circular path. So that certain definite circular path is called as orbits or shells. So this definition is very, very important. So we know that always electrons revolve around the nucleus in a certain path, just like the planets revolve around the sun. So when the planets are revolve around the sun, there is an imaginary line which you can see. In the same way, when electrons revolve around the nucleus, there will be an imaginary path. So that imaginary path is said to be orbits or shells. Down the group, the number of shells increases successively. So in a group, one after the other, down the group, the number of shells or the orbits will increase such that number of shells equals the number of period to which that elements belong. If the period are increasing means the shells also increasing. So along the period, the number of shells remain same. So in a row, the number of shells remain same. So down the group, the number of shells is increases, but along the period, the number of shells remains same. So this is the information about orbits. So next is valency. Valency denotes the combining capacity of the atom of an element. So the whole combining capacity of an atom of an element is said to be valency. It is equal to number of electrons an atom can donate or accept or share. So if an element or if an atom has the capacity to donate, accept or share. So how many electrons it has the capacity to donate or accept or share. So that amount is said to be the valency. I hope you understood the meaning of orbit and valency now. So shells, orbit and valency. So this picture is not compulsory. So but it will show you the valency and orbits of the element. Periodic properties. The periodic properties are a very important concept in periodic classification chapter. Periodic law. Elements arranged by atomic number gives physical and chemical properties varying periodically. So we will study the following periodic trends. Atomic radii, metallic and non-metallic character, ionization energy, electron affinity, electron negativity, melting point. So these are the important topics we are going to discuss now. First is atomic radius. So what is an atomic radius? Atomic radii actually decreases across a row in the periodic table due to an increase in the effective nuclear charge. So within each group, that is in vertical column, the atomic radius tends to increase with the period number. So this is the basic concept of atomic radius. Metallic and non-metallic character. Metallic characteristics decreases from left to right across a period. This is caused by the decrease in the radius of an atom that allows the outer electron to ionize more readily. Next, the metallic characteristics increases down a group. These things you have to keep it in mind. Metallic characteristics from left to right across a period, it decreases, and metallic characteristics increases down the group. So across a period it decreases, down the group it increases. In the same way, as the valency increases down the group and same along the period. So metallic characteristics increases down a group. Electron shielding causes the atomic radius to increases. Thus the outer electron ionizes more readily than electrons in smaller atoms. Metallic character relates to the ability to lose electrons, and non-metallic character relates to ability to gain electrons. These two things we have to keep it in mind. One is metallic character is the ability to lose electron, and non-metallic character is the ability to gain electrons. So non-metal gain electron, metal lose electrons. Next is ionization energy. Ionization energy is required to remove an electron from a neutral atom in its gaseous phase. So we know that an atomic radius or its characteristics is the valency of an element is considered. The valency of an entire atom is considered by the number of electrons jumping to other atom of it. So for an electron to jump or move from one atom to other, it needs some energy. So that energy used to remove the electron from its orbit is said to be ionization energy. So ionization energy is required to remove an electron from a neutral atom in its gaseous phase. Conceptually, ionization energy is opposite of electron negativity. The lower this energy is, the more readily the atom becomes cation. Therefore, the higher this energy is, the more unlikely it is that an atom becomes a cation. Generally, elements on the right side of the periodic table have higher ionization energy because their valence shell is nearly filled. Elements on the left side of the periodic table have low ionization energy because of their willingness to lose electrons and become cations. Hence, ionization energy increases from left to right of the periodic table. The ionization energy of the element within a period generally increases. Always around down the group it increases, but here the ionization energy within a period increases from left to right. This is due to valence shell stability. The ionization energy of the elements within a group generally decreases from top to bottom. This is due to electron shielding. So if it has a tendency to lose electron, then ionization energy is less. So if it has a tendency to lose electron readily, then ionization energy is more. If it is gain electrons, the ionization energy is less. The noble gases possess very high ionization energy because of their full valence shell as indicated in the graph. Note that helium has the highest ionization energy of all atoms, all elements. So this thing you have to keep it in mind. Helium has the highest ionization energy of all the elements. The next property is electron affinity. Electron affinity is the ability of an atom to accept an electron. The affinity itself means attraction. So electron affinity is the ability of an atom to accept an electron. Electron affinity is a quantitative measurement of the energy change that occurs when an electron is added to a neutral gas atom. The more negative the electron affinity value, the higher an atom's affinity for electrons. So if the electron value is more negative, then the able of its attraction to other electrons will be more. Next is electronegativity. Electronegativity can be understood as a chemical property describing an atom's ability to attract and bind with electrons. Electronegativity is also a quantitative property. There is no standardized method for calculating electronegativity. Electronegativity values for each element can be found on certain periodic table. Next is melting point. The melting point is the amount of energy required to break a bond to change the solid phase of a substance to liquid. The stronger the bond between the atoms of an element, the more energy required to break that bond. As temperature is directly proportional to energy, a high bond dissociation energy correlates to a higher temperature. Melting points are varied and do not generally form a distinguishable trend across the periodic table. However, certain conclusions can be drawn from the graph below. Metals generally possess high melting point and non-metal possess low melting point. The non-metal carbon possesses the highest boiling point of all the elements. The semi-metal boron also possesses the high melting point. These are the things we have to keep it in mind. One is metals high melting point, non-metals low melting point. In non-metal, carbon possesses high boiling point and semi-metal boron possesses high melting point. Next are the 5 great scientists who given a great contribution towards periodic classifications and also to chemistry. Alexander Emil Bigot de Chassecotis, John Alexander Reyna Newlands, Julius Lothar Meyer, Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev, and Henry Gwynne Jeffreys Moseley. These 5 scientists contributed to a huge part of the periodic table. Their contribution led to the existence of the modern periodic date table, which is widely used by many today. These scientists revolutionized and transformed science altogether. The periodic table allows us to have a better understanding of the elements that we may either come in contact with or elements that are rare or not found in nature, that are called lab-made elements. The periodic table of elements that we know today is extremely necessary and useful in the chemistry that we study. So this was the last episode of periodic classification of elements. I hope you understood all the 3 episodes. And this chapter is very important in terms of your examination. So please prepare well and write exam correctly and get a good marks. Thank you. Thanks a lot for watching my videos.